Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth, the founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And I want to welcome you to my presentation today, which is entitled, Could This Be the Answer for You? I don't know if you're familiar with the S-curve concept. It's a concept that is shaped, a graph basically shaped like an S curve or the letter S, where we talk about new product development. And there's basically four stages. I'll show you real quickly what they are. The down here is the innovation stage where it's not highly accepted, but then we get into the full development after it's introduced, and it starts to take off. So we take off here, and then eventually that product or service will flatline, and eventually it'll decline. So there was an article in Inc. magazine recently by a gentleman named Magnus Penker, who is the CEO of Innovation 360. And he stated, and I quote, "The key to success is to leave your current S-curve for a new one before you get to this flat stage," which I pointed out right up here. So in other words, when it's still on the increase and it's still in vogue, very popular, maybe you even sell out of that business at that point, you want to jump onto the next S-curve, which will allow you to shift to the right and shift upward in a new trajectory. So, but he said again, and I quote, "The key to success is to leave your current S-curve for a new one, whether it's a product or service, and a new one before the old one hits the flat stage or the top of the curve, if you will." In other words, he said, we must innovate or die. And he's not talking about us personally, he's talking about us as a business. And does it sound harsh? Perhaps, but we have to realize that the rules of business have now changed, and they're changing more quickly every year. We need to boost efficiencies or reduce costs or somehow streamline our business. And frankly, folks, that's just to maintain our current profit levels. It's not to take us to a new level, to a new high level. So Penker adds, you can only prolong the S-curve and its profitability if you keep making these incremental changes. So I think about people that have made the transitions in agriculture from perhaps being only a dairy operation, and they did move part of their land into almonds or all of their land. I've had clients that have done both of those. And now as almonds have flatlined a little bit on price, hopefully that's temporary, but we don't know because there's so much being produced. But maybe they've transitioned into some grapes for wine or other purposes. That's a way of getting on a new S-curve. So those are three S-curves: the dairy switching over to the almond S-curve and riding that upward, and then maybe now on the grape curve, the third S-curve. So I would like you to think about your industry and someone who has recently exited that industry. And I want to ask you one question. Did they innovate? Probably not. Or did they say, we do it like this because we've always done it this way? So I would challenge you that the key, as I said, is to be thinking about things to change, whether it's an incremental change on your current S-curve of your business operation, or shifting over to the next S-curve. As I said earlier, the key is to achieve incremental innovation, whether it's in enhanced features, and I don't know how you do that in agriculture necessarily, but in the case of iPhones and things like that, they're constantly making new innovations. But the other thing you can do is you can focus on lowering your costs or getting better results with the same inputs. And that's a way of spreading your variable and fixed costs over more hundredweights, for example, in the dairy business. But the real key to success is to do this: innovate, and as Magnus Penker stated, time it well, to jump from one S-curve to the next S-curve. And I realize this is kind of a confusing concept, but I think if you think about any product, whether it's a cell phone or some other service or an industry on the whole, there are S-curves that occur, and you can shift to the next one and become more profitable. So as you approach the top of the first S-curve that you're currently on, you want to transition smoothly to the next S-curve as much as you can. The key is to look at other options without jeopardizing your current S-curve. So is this challenging? Yeah, absolutely. It's very challenging and kind of scary, isn't it? Because is it tricky on timing? Absolutely, yes. So remember, the key here is that we need to innovate in our industry, in our business, no matter what industry we're in. We either innovate or we get left behind. And as the author Magnus Penker asked, how will you change the world? Hopefully you enjoyed this presentation. If you like this, be on the lookout for some upcoming next level thinking workshops we'll be offering. We want to keep you on the leading edge of your business. And again, I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And I want to thank you for listening today. Thank you very much.